could you tell us a bit about you and your wife's situation before you came to Community Links?
Well, before we came to Community Links, we were both working. Both of us, we had debts even then, but it wasn't a great deal. I mean, we had Visa cards, we took out a loan, but as gradually went on, we could afford to pay for these because both of us were on. I wasn't on good money, but my wife was on better money than me. So at the end of after a few years, we had what we call protection on everything that we borrowed. So if one of us came ill, it would protect us for the debt. But the problem I ended up doing wrong is when my wife then had to retire from work because she broke her ankle and dislocated it, and then she had a stroke, so she couldn't go back to work. And one of the debt was protection, but I didn't realise it was only for 5 years. I was on the impression that it was going to be for all the time.
Yeah.
And it was only for 5 years, and I took out more loans thinking, okay, we're going to be okay, we can still afford to pay these. But at the end of the time, I came unstuck because one particular time, my wife came a problem with the social. They stopped their money, and it took over a year to get her money back again. And because of that, they replaced the money that they stopped, but at the time, all the debts then amounted up because we didn't have enough money to pay them.
Yeah.
The only thing we could pay was the council tax and the mortgage,
Right.
basically. And if we didn't pay that, we wouldn't have food in the house.
So when did you first come to Community Links?
About 4 years ago, when I went to the assistant vice bureau. The assistant vice bureau said, you need to do this form, forecast and things like that. But I said to them, there's no good in me trying to do this because I'm not very good at filling out forms anyway. So they said, well, we look at it and what you've done, and they said, well, we can't really help you. We're only a advice centre, but we can't tell you what to do, how to do with the people. So they decided to send us to the Community Links. And then I came one morning and I saw Linda, which is the advisor, before you go and see advisor. And she said, okay, I'll see if I can get in touch with someone. And she got in touch with Maura, which is the advisor to me, which I've been with now for the 4 years. I think it's 4 years. I'm not too sure now, but it's been 3 Christmases.
Right.
So it's come up to the 4 years anyway. Basically, I got the advice, but saying that, if I hadn't got the advice for the debts, I probably might have lost my place, which we would have been homeless, my wife would have been more ill, and I'd probably end up being ill as well. And then where would we go if we're homeless? Who do we go to? Who would give us advice? Because they say it's a self-fiction. I think that's what they call it. If you give your lease...
Yeah, you declared yourself intentionally homeless, that kind of thing.
Yes, but you're not really declaring that, but they would look at it that way. And then, well, what would you do? Where would you go and ask for advice about how to get around? Then I might have lost my job, because then I'm homeless. So...
And did Community Links also help you with your wife's benefit?
Yes,
Is that right?
it did. That's what I was saying. That when they stopped the benefit, John Mahoney, he gave the advice. Sorry, it was John Mahoney and Ross. I don't know if she's still here or not. But she was the one who gave us, my wife, the advice, and also they give us a solicitor, I can't remember the solicitor's name, who represented my wife at the hearing.
Right.
And we both went to the hearing, and they asked my wife questions. What did this doctor do when you went for your medication, to say, can you keep your, keep your disability allowance? And he wrote to the social, and they said that you've got to go back to work.
Right.
So what made it funny, when she walked into the job centre, and the job centre, you go back to work, you're walking with a walking stick, how can you go back to work? So it was like a circle, going round a circle, where she won the case, and they paid her the money. It took a long time getting the money back off them.
Right.
Because you had to fight for I had to fight for everything.
Yeah.
When I was in the job centre, because they were holding out and holding out all the time. But in the end, they paid us.
Great.